What's good, YouTube? Louthewritersports back with you once again. Hope everybody taking care of themselves, staying safe out there, and basically living their lives. All right, let's get it popping. So, Jason Garrett becomes the fall guy for Joe Judge's failure as the head coach for this New York Giants football team. So basically, they saying it's Jason Garrett's fault that the offense ain't dominating the NFL. When y'all first brought Garrett there, y'all thought y'all gonna be like the Cowboys offense when he was the head coach at Dallas. Y'all thought y'all gonna lead the league in rushing and passing. You thought Daniel Jones would be like that person. You thought Barkley would be one of the best running backs. Barkley can barely stay on the field. He's always getting injured. But you don't give Daniel Jones enough weapons around him to do anything. So don't blame Jason Garrett because y'all doing a poor job putting the team together around Daniel Jones. Don't blame Jason Garrett because Joe Judge is doing a bad job as the head coach. Right now, Joe Judge is at a point in his coaching where he's trying to save his job because he still believes he can turn the Giants around. And with them making this move, Joe Judge is probably going to end up getting another year at the Giants head coach. The much of the maze of the Giants fans are probably not going to be happy about that, having to deal with Joe Judge another year because he thought he can do it the Patriot way in New York. That wasn't the case. The Patriot way don't work on every football team in the NFL. It don't. Just because it worked in New England for 20 plus years don't mean it's going to work somewhere else. The way I see it right now, the Giants are in a bad spot. Seriously. Because they're going to probably end up paying Barkley a certain amount of money, even though he can't stay healthy enough to stay on the field. He can't play a full season. You're going to play Daniel Jones a certain amount of money, even though he has never made it at least close to the playoffs. Unless to me, Daniel Jones was complaining about how bad the offense is. I don't understand why Jake Garrett got to be the fall guy for your failure, for your disappointment, for this organization. Like, my understanding was that if the Giants failed to make the playoffs, GM was going to, quit? Let himself get fired? Yeah, you can fire Joe Judge and bring in another head coach, but who you gonna bring in to help fit this whole situation? Is the new head coach going to get better receivers, a better line, a better defense? Is he going to make things more easier for these Giants players? Is he going to make things more harder on these players? Like I said, like the Giants just right now, New York Giants are in a bad situation, and just firing somebody who to be the fall guy is not going to help the situation because that was Jason Garrett was the fall guy. Now, what's going to happen to Jason Garrett? Is he going to get another coaching job as an assistant? Is he going to get another job? Or is he just going to probably go to college, be a head coach or assistant offensive coordinator there? Like with all the job openings in college right now, He probably could go to college, be an assistant coach somewhere like Virginia Tech, be it Virginia Tech, LSU, USC, um, TCU, somewhere to help be the assistant coach or a head coach somewhere else. Because I don't think this is not the last you're gonna hear from Jason Garrett. I think Jason Garrett is gonna probably land somewhere better where you're gonna have to deal with Joe Judge and the GM and the failures of the New York Giants. So I want to give a shout out to James Franklin for signing a new 10-year deal with the Penn State Nittany Lions. He deserves it. I think Penn State was really afraid that USC, TCU, Virginia Tech, LSU, and Florida will probably try to come after James Franklin. So I think right now, so you're gonna see certain coaches getting new contract deals with their universities, and because you got major job openings at USC, Virginia Tech, LSU, TCU, and Florida. Now that Florida job, whoever get that job, you got a lot of hard work to try to do at that place, because you got to try to build a program back to respectability. Just like USC. Now people talking about John Gruden may be a head coach in college football, and they don't care. And right now they don't care about the whole controversy with the NFL situation. Now Gruden do get the head coach job in college, and he's gonna have a hard time recruiting because of the whole situation. Or kids are just gonna go there because they're gonna feel like Gruden gives the best chance for my son to go pro, to make to the pros. He's gonna put my son in the best situation. Also, in other news, the Tennessee Titans has waived Adrian Peterson after I say at least two games. They feel like they were over and done with him, just like the Baltimore Ravens were doing with Le'Veon Bell. Does this mean Peterson's career over for good, or will the team pick him up from waivers because they still feel like he can be used a good abuse? It's like Le'Veon Bell. Now I don't know what more Le'Veon Bell and AP got left in the tank, but hey, if a team can use them, like go out there and let them know, like hopefully a team pick up Adrian Peterson on waivers and let him basically finish his career outright. But at this point, the Giants are in major trouble, not only for this year, probably for next year too. And if they get rid of Joe Judge, with that division the way it is with the Eagles and the Cowboys, Redskins looking way better than the Giants. I don't see the Giants football team being good anytime soon. It's that simple. Like, yeah, you can fire Joe Judge, but bring in a new head coach. That means you still got a lot of work to do. Still got a lot of rebuilding to do with that organization. First thing you got to do, put some weapons around Daniel Jones, because Bartley ain't no guarantee to stay healthy for the whole season. It's always knick-knack injuries always happen to him, and y'all seriously get ready to pay him a certain amount of money to be your highest paid running back in the league? Y'all better rethink that. If he don't like it, he want to hold out and sit out, then let him do that then. Let him go. If you want to walk, let him walk. Let him go somewhere else. Because right now, y'all cannot have money tied up in a running back who can't stay healthy right now. I understand you supposed to get your money, supposed to get it the way you are, but you supposed to get it no matter what. But come on, bro, you got to stay on the field. You got to be able to play in order to make that money. Like, not only are you being unfair to the organization, you being unfair to everybody else who are diehard Giants fans. But I think even though Jason Garrett got fired from the New York Giants, I think he's happy that he's not in there no more. I think he's happy that he can move on and go somewhere else way better than the Giants right now. So wherever he lands, it's gonna be good for him, good for his probably good for his stress, and probably good for his ability as an offensive coordinator. If it ends up being like it's a Division II program, Division III, he end up doing a good job. Like probably in the next 2 to 3 years, he can get a big major college college football program. Top 5 probably to be the head coach there. Matter of fact, I would not be surprised if the Wake Forest head coach ended up being probably a candidate from one of these top Power 5 universities, and Garrett takes the job at Wake Forest. That's because he got fired from the Giants. Don't mean he still don't got connections. Maybe the Cowboys probably end up bringing him back as an offensive coordinator, offensive quality control coach. You telling me, LB? And they hoping they made Garrett the fall guy for Joe Judge failure. Come on, bro. It's way more problems than just Garrett. It's a whole lot of things. We got to put that in the chat if y'all want to come here and talk about this whole situation. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you get notification when I go live, because It's a whole. It's a way deeper problems in NFL and just they can get. What's up, LB?
What up, bro? What's going on?
So I'm just saying, they made Jason Garrett the follow guy for Joe Judge failures in the GM failures as the Giants organization. Come on.
Now, when look, I don't hardly watch football and all that, right? But I will admit though, when I used to watch football, my team was the New York Giants, right? And and this team, this organization has had a black eye for years. Ever since they won that Super Bowl back in 2011, it's been a complete shit show. You had Josh Brown, who was who was beating his wife and shit. To you had that going on. Then you had the fucking the river the boat game with all of them guys taking pictures on a yacht before they get their ass whipped by Green Bay in the playoff game. And that was the last time the Giants made the playoffs. And it's been a coaching carousel. Guys, I mean, it's just been a complete shit show, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, whether it be bad drafting, overpaying, overpaying players, getting coaches who's not ready, or like a Ben McAdoo, and fucking Pat Shermer, who's been a coaching retread. It's just been one thing after another after another. This team is fucking trash. The organization is poorly ran. You try and bring back a whole bunch of retreads to relive the glory days. It's just a whole bunch of bullshit. It's fucking disgusting, and and it needs a complete tear down and overhaul.
Yeah, you get that right. They about to pay amount of money to a running back who can't stay on the field. He's so injured. And you about to pay money to a quarterback who can't barely snip the playoffs.
I mean, they drafted a dude in Daniel Jones who's so fucking bad. I mean, this dude is look. If there was a word, hey, oh, if there was a word, I could. Okay, there ain't a word in the Webster dictionary that could describe how horrible Daniel Jones is. Okay, Daniel Jones is the he's the hemorrhoid in the booty hole of society. All right, that's how bad this dude is. All right, and look, I watched him at Duke. All right, because that's where he played his college ball at, right? And of course, against Clemson, hey, of course, getting out no Clemson, defense too
Yeah, I
gangster,
watched them do
right?
game too. I didn't see nothing either. They thought by drafting Daniel Jones, he's gonna be like a Peyton Manning and Eli Manning.
Yeah,
Because
because that's that dumb logic of Dave Gettleman. Well, Eli paired with David Cutler and Peyton Manning will go to David Cutler with Daniel Jones. He might be just good. No, the dude sucks. Okay, the dude won only like 8 games in this whole time at Duke. He couldn't even score. He couldn't even score 10 points on Wake Forest, and Wake Forest was garbage that year. And he drafted this Bama 6 overall. Man, look, I threw my phone across the classroom when I got that news. And then it's just dumb
look at that
trading.
draft, man.
You
They
trade
should
your
have had.
best player in Odell. It's just one thing after another with this team, man. This organization is poorly ran. The coach sucked. Look, I mean, Jerry Reese need to be slapped in the back of his head, right? That chocolate milk that he having, man. You know what? Because that's who was mostly responsible, right? I know you don't like to blame the black man, but in this case, you got to blame the black man because Jerry Reese, that chocolate milk that he having mother, was running around here drafting all these bad players, paying these overpaid, overhyped, overrated players these expensive contracts and all that, right? Like Janoris Jenkins. Janoris Jenkins got a fat contract from the Giants. What he do? This dude get burned like toast, overdone for touchdowns. And, look, I don't want to talk no more, man. Because no more I talk, man, the more I get pissed, bro. I'm good.
But the thing is, at that time they kept Eli Manning way too long. They said they got a quarterback to replace him a long time ago. And plus, like you said, they paid too much money to certain players when they didn't need to, because they was almost like barely past their prime at the end of their career. Like you said, like this team, it ain't gonna get better anytime soon. This is gonna be bad for the next 3 to 4 years if you pay Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley that money.
I wouldn't pay Daniel Jones a can of corn at a goddamn food line. Okay? That dude is horrible. Look,
Like other Giants,
we sit there and you could beat Danny Dimes all day, but my thing is you ain't winning no games. And this is third year in the league. The dude out there stinking up the joint like that. Just being a complete basuda.
Like since he's been the quarterback there, he had not had a winning season. Right. They said when I heard other Giants fans, they talking about, well, they don't put no weapons around him.
Man, I don't want to hear about all that weapon shit. Look, this is the thing, right? The team was poorly constructed. Period. Putting weapons around. Look, he don't make nobody better. He sucks. Just because you get 1 or 2 perfect passes in the game, look, that don't account for the 3 interceptions and the 2 fumbles he have in the game either. The dude got butterfingers. Dude can't get the ball in his hand.
And this is the same guy who fell down on his own on a breakaway run trying to get.
Yeah, dude all by himself and he fall down. I'm like, come on, man, that's worse than a butt fumble. Well, it ain't worse than the butt fumble because they end up scoring a touchdown the next play. But still, man, that's just as bad as the butt fumble. I'm like, how you fall down you by yourself? Come on, man. Just look. It was so bad. Like, I started doing other things on Sunday, like going to church, looking up random recipes on New York Times, all that stuff. That I don't even watch Giants games though. For what? I used to go to the games when they come to town to play the Redskins, but for what? Why would I waste my hard-earned money, right, on a team that I know that's gonna be worse than that's gonna suck.
Most Giants fans feel that right now. Like, did you hear what happened at the Bulls game last night? They were cannon fire Matt Nagy.
Oh, I ain't see that, man. I was so worried about the Lakers losing to Detroit. I ain't even know about that. But if that what happened though, that don't surprise me. He sucks too. He cost me. I mean, shit. And it's like just because it goes back to what I always say when we talk NBA, right? You got these execs and GMs that don't do a good job of drafting these players and all that, and then you got coaching retreads or first-time coaches who don't know what the hell they're doing, not doing a good job of developing these players. And what you get a crappy product, right? Then you hear later on that instead of chasing wins, you got people within the organization chasing ass.
That whole damn analytics thing, LB. They go by the analytics.
Well, look, this is the thing about analytics, right? It has a place, but it should not be the overall dominating factor in the decision making process or whatever like that. Because when you're playing the sport, right, whether it be basketball, football, whatever like that, there's a level of instinctiveness and ingenuity that got to come into play here. You can't just be like, hey, 65% of the time this guy here goes left. So at that point or whatever like that, you see his knee does this like 35% of the time, then you about to do this. Man, no. Read and react. It's supposed to be about read and react and use your instinctiveness to your advantage or whatever like that. Not this whole computer-based analytic algorithms and all this other nonsense that's going to throw a player off. That's why we got players out here making dumb decisions on the court. You got a 4-on-1 break, and people out there shooting threes.
Yep.
When we incorporate analytics into the lexicon, that's when you got players making dumb decisions or whatever like that. Look, if there's a guy on the other side of the field wide open, you throw him the ball.
Right about that.
It's sports. These sports is a simple game, but yet we want to incorporate all this scientifics into the equation and all that. But football and basketball is a simple game. It's a simple game. We should not take something that's so simple and overcomplicate it. All because, oh man, these analytics. Look, I don't care about no darn analytics. All right?
Not here.
Huh?
Not here.
Okay. I don't care about analytics.
The one over there closer to the mall where we went to get food at that one day.
Oh, okay.
It might be closed. The 6:33. What time they close? 7?
Yeah. But yeah, all this darn analytics, man. I don't like analytics. Look, if I want analytics, I'll incorporate that when I'm trying to repair my car or something like that. Then I'll incorporate analytics about how much percent of the time this part goes bad or this engine wear out or whatever like that. That's when I'll incorporate analytics. But when it comes to the sports though, if I'm playing fantasy sports, maybe, right? Maybe when I'm playing fantasy sports, I'm trying to win $100,000 on a given night. But on the court, on the field, I don't need no darn analytics, right? Just recognize tendencies and then you react based on those tendencies. Because all these leagues, whether it be the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, when the Oakland Athletics adopted the money ball philosophy and whatnot, where you get a whole bunch of good players for cheap and win games and stuff like that. Well, outside the Yankees and other big market teams, other teams started adopting that philosophy. In basketball, when the Golden State Warriors was going out here and they was out there shooting threes and winning championships and all that, right? With sharpshooters like Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry, what you had other teams do? Pretty much the same thing. With the Euro pace of play with D'Antoni. The Euro, when the 7 seconds or less, it was highly successful. People started copying that. So all these leagues here have copycatisms between them and stuff like that.
What's up, Will?
What's up, man?
Did the Giants make the right thing firing Jason Garrett today?
If you gotta make a move and something that's just not working for so long, yeah, you just gotta go ahead and do it because you want to head into the off season wanting to be sure who your coordinator is going to be in case you have to add free agents or from the draft or other parts. So yeah, it makes sense now. Just like it would make sense for the Bears to go ahead and fire Matt Nagy right now, instead of letting it drag along and thinking that it's going to get better, knowing that it's not going to get better because you didn't been there long enough to make it better. So it's like that first 12-4 year of his is such a fluke.
You fire Matt Nagy and get what to be the next head coach, because you need a head coach that's going to help Justin Fields develop at the better.
And that's why now you will have the time to do it. Go ahead and just tank the rest of this season or whatever, because key players is not coming back this year, like Khalil Mack on the defensive side. He's out for the year. So it's like that whole narrative right there changes everything as far as from the defensive standpoint. Now the offensive standpoint, as we all know, is inconsistent. So therefore it's like, and now you have fans at basketball games talking about
the whole Matt situation. I would not be surprised if they're thinking about putting him on the trading block, just cutting tab with him completely.
Yeah, you might have to, you know what I'm saying, to free up some space to get other players who's more healthier, maybe more athletic, younger. You know, we need younger now. We need younger players instead of we keep getting these old lightweight washed up veterans.
But here's the problem with Chicago. You still got Green Bay in that division. the Lions, that's the easy win all day long. And you still got who else in that division?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. I think Minnesota's gonna be a better team as they are next year than they were this year. I think Minnesota's gonna be probably gonna add some pieces and be a contender next year.
I mean,
Because if you bring you're gonna bring in a new head coach who's gonna have the hard time trying to rebuild that team. Because you can let Matt go, but you gonna have a second year starting quarterback who probably don't brother got any type of weapons around him trying to lead them to the playoffs.
it like you just said, it just all depends who comes in this offseason, who they pick up. And that goes back to freeing up certain people like Khalil Mack in order to do that. Because then you'll have the cap space to do that. Because the draft situation, we kind of screwed up on that by getting Khalil Mack, so that cost us a first rounder for this year.
Like, you picked up, remember, obviously, y'all picked up one of the tight ends who passed his prime.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean,
got to get on the field.
You keep getting all these players who's past their prime, or they just ain't got it like they used to, and that's been our problem for so freaking long. I mean, how much more can you take instead of going in a whole new direction like some of these up and coming teams are, like the Bills, for instance? You know what I'm saying? A young quarterback, a young coach, up and coming, a nice organization. Yeah, somebody like the Bills.
In the draft, the first thing y'all need to do is probably find a wide receiver to complement Fields. Somebody, a number one guy that can I'm gonna be like a Deebo Samuel type of receiver.
I mean, we got that in Mooney. He's capable of doing that, but then he's gonna have to have help. And then Allen Robinson, you're gonna go ahead and let him walk. So then, therefore, who else are you gonna have?
Like, don't draft a running back in the first round, because
we don't need a running back. That's the thing. We got like 2 or 3 of them, and then we got one on IR, and you might want to let him go too, Tariq Cohen. Because after his first year, he didn't fell off. Like,
what do you think? What would you like to see them do in the first round in the draft pick?
Yeah, you gotta probably go defense.
Okay, what defense play? What defense play you want in the first round?
If anything, right now we need a corner. We need corners. Because you got rid of your best corner, one of the best corners in the NFL last year, which I still don't understand that. And now you're seeing the reaping you're paying for it. Like I said, our defense is washed up. It's nowhere near the level it used to be. Like the 49ers defense. Y'all defense is fucking getting better because you're getting healthier. Our D used to be like that, but now we fell off the cliff. So now what do? You might have to start over.
Our defense started getting better because Bosa came back from injury.
That's what I'm saying. You're getting healthier, and that's key towards the end of the year. Which you definitely need to be healthy going into the playoffs, because y'all still is hanging on in the playoff spot, and the only team y'all got to worry about right now in the West is Arizona, because the Rams right now is inconsistent, and you don't know what you're gonna get from them. In Seattle, that's another team. They might need to start over, get rid of Russell Wilson, and they just need to start over.
No, I think it's time for Pete Carroll to go from Seattle.
Yeah, I mean they just need to start over. Russell Wilson probably just need to go somewhere else where you're gonna have a little more success, because you're not having it no more in Seattle. It's over with.
Like, I don't know where he can go, because everything's kind of, unless it's Detroit, the Jets, or something like that. Because because he don't want to go. Like, I think Russell Wilson don't want to go to a bad team though.
Or the Giants. They need somebody, because Jones ain't it. He's just not the one for them. He's not.
some Giants fans feel like he's still the one. Like,
I don't see how. I don't see what they see.
I don't like when they drafted Daniel Jones, they thought he gonna be like an Eli and Peyton Manning type. So
Because he came from Duke, where the at quarterback coach supposed to be one of the best. Cutcliffe. That's what they went by him. They're thinking everything was gonna pan out the same way, and they now see that it's not.
And they tried to come, and they hired a coach from the Patriots. Think about it was going to be the Patriots way. If you look at former head coaches who coach with Bill Belichick in the Patriots, they don't do so good in the pros.
They don't. And the guy that Detroit had hired and fired, he's back on their defensive coach again, Patricia.
That's like the whole John Calipari situation. His assistant coach don't do good at head coaching jobs at other universities.
Ricks do. I gotta give that to him. Ricks do. Yep.
Ricks.
Yeah, Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino never coached under John Calipari.
No, I'm talking about his assistants. You said John Calipari's assistants.
Rick Pitino has never been a Calipari assistant.
I know. I'm just saying. You said his John Calipari's assistants, people that's under Calipari, and I'm saying people that's under Pitino has succeeded more than Calipari's assistants.
Yeah,
Rick
Pitino's assistants always done better. Look at Billy Donaldson.
Right.
Like, whoever thought Billy Donaldson actually be a good NBA head coach?
Yeah. Well, he won 2 titles at Florida, so he had a good pedigree coming into the pros.
Now, people actually thought he was going to do a little stint in the pros and go back to college.
Nah, he did right staying in the pros. He done gotten his feet wet now. He done made a nice couple of runs with the Thunder and had a good couple of good players. So that right there lets you know he's capable. And now we're gonna see what he does with this team he got. So far, you tied for first in the East, so that's a good start. But let's see if he can keep it up. Poor old Lakers. Are they gonna get it? Are they gonna get functional in time for the playoffs, or are they just gonna lay an egg?
I wouldn't be surprised if they start on a little winning streak after what happened against the Pistons.
Yeah, that's what everybody keep talking about. And they suspended LeBron the game and suspended dude for 2, Stewart, which I think was the right call.
Oh shit! Hey man, I gotta end the show, man. They're doing a live Yankee stream.
Yeah, get back to work. All right, man. Enjoyed the show, man.
All right, thanks for coming by. Share my channel. Let people know about the channel.
All right.
I want to thank LB. I want to thank Will 34 for coming by. Showing love to the channel. I want to thank everybody else for coming by and just talking about this whole Jason and Garrett situation. Other than that, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the notification so you can know when I'm going live. I may go and do another live show tonight. Other than that, thanks for all support and thanks for the love. Peace.